I'm going to have so much fun doing this particular video because it's everything everyone watching really knew, believed in. And we don't need vindication, but it's certainly nice to get it once in a while where we were told what you're doing could cause this, that, or whatever. Hormone replacement therapy has long been a subject of debate. You know that within clinical practice. And they always talk about its relation to cancer risk. Now, recent analysis and updated guidelines, as you might have heard in the news, are refining that understanding, offering a more evidence-based framework for clinicians managing menopausal care. Oh yeah, what's new? Current data indicate that when prescribed appropriately and monitored, standard HRT regimens do not appear to significantly increase overall cancer risk for most patients. Reassessment for earlier studies suggests that prior risk estimates were influenced by older hormone formulations, not represented by populations, and methodological limitations. And in my opinion, there's other secondary gain issues which we can talk about, or you could just think about. For healthcare providers, the key takeaway is the importance of individualized therapy. HRT remains an effective option for managing vasomotor symptoms, mood disturbances, sleep disruption, and prevention of bone density loss in the proper patients that you select. Now, recent evidence highlights several clinical considerations. HRT does not appear to significantly elevate breast or ovarian cancer risk in most users when it's initiated and managed according to the current guidelines. Cardiovascular risk profiles may be more favorable when therapy begins near the onset of menopause rather than later in life. And there's others that I've read that have to do with cognitive decline too, within a certain amount of years. Transdermal low-dose regimens may offer improved safety profiles in certain populations. Of course, I'm saying it again, ongoing monitoring and periodic reassessments remain pretty much essential to the benefit-risk ratios. Now, these findings underscore the need for shared decision-making, informed consent, and of course, as always, what we do, individualized treatment planning. The therapeutic goal should be to symptom relief, improve quality of life, of course, balance against each patient's comorbidities and risk factors you have to take, of course, into effect. History, physical, and of course, blood work results in an in-depth, comprehensive fashion. Science is going to continue to refine our understanding of hormone therapy. As integrative healthcare providers, the message is very clear. Base your decisions on not only current evidence, but on evidence that you've read, and certainly apply, make sense to the reasons that you suggest things, document them well in your charts, and patient-specific risk assessment is there, and ongoing evaluations. Thank you so much for watching.